I'm Nick Miroff, and for the last 4 months I've been reporting on the spillover of the drug war here in Mexico into Central America. And the reason I got interested in this project is that I've been working here in Mexico for about the last year and a half, reporting on the drug war here. And there's been a lot of debate about whether the violence was spilling over into the United States. And while that's less clear, we started to notice that there has been a terrible toll on Central America. And so I chose 3 countries in Central America that I wanted to visit and to see what was happening, to see how they were coping with an increase in drug trafficking and an increase in violence. And basically what's happened is that as the drug war here has gotten tougher and more competitive and more violent, Mexican cartels have looked to Central America as a place where they can expand and seize control over smuggling routes, mostly for South American cocaine, whose ultimate destination is the United States, the world's biggest drug market. I went to Belize, Honduras, and Costa Rica. In Belize, you have a country that's got a very small population and a lot of unpatrolled Caribbean islands and jungle and mountains. So in some ways it's kind of a smuggler's paradise, and we'd found and what I found was that the Mexican traffickers are using Belize as a gateway, sort of a way station to move their product into Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. There in Belize, I went out with the Belizean military and on a counter-drug patrol, and talked to them about their work and the challenges that they were facing. And then in Honduras, I found a country that was really in crisis. Honduras' homicide rate is now the highest in the world, and I went to San Pedro Sula, which is Honduras' second largest city, and the city that now has the world's highest murder rate. Most of that is the result of an increase in drug trafficking as Mexican cartels land cocaine from Colombia and Venezuela along the Caribbean coast of Honduras and then move it northward. And then finally I went to Costa Rica, a country that's famous for its laid-back lifestyle and a country that's a major tourist destination for Americans, but one that doesn't have a military and in some ways is also struggling with an increase in drug trafficking and a risk to its image as a kind of paradise for tourism and for ecotourism. And there's a great fear there that if violence does get out of control, then it could undermine the country's most important industry. In all of these countries, talking to local officials, I heard a call for help that the United States, they see, has a shared responsibility in this drug war fight. The United States is sending security aid and technology and assistance to Central America, but there's very much a sense that the United States needs to do more and can do more. And I do think that over the next few years, as the violence becomes more of a threat to stability in Central America, that the United States will look to expand its role and its presence in Central America. Central American leaders have also prevailed upon Mexican politicians that Mexico has a responsibility as well, and that as criminal organizations from Mexico try to set up in Central America, that they need to cooperate more on intelligence, they need to cooperate more on training, and really they need to develop an entire regional strategy to fight the threat of organized crime and drug trafficking.